Okay guys, now we are going to start, and our chapter is Geographical Perspective on Selected Issues and Problems. Okay, so first we will talk about environmental pollution, right? So the theme of our today's theme is environmental pollution, right? Before talking about environmental pollution, I just want to say some more few words about that Environment Day, which I have told you before. Like, I was just telling you about Environment Day, right? And Environment Day is celebrated every year on June 5th. One more peculiarity is there for that day. Every year, Environment Day, there would be a theme. Like, it is being organized by UN, that is United Nations, right? So every year they have a theme. Okay, so this year's theme is Celebrate Biodiversity. That is the theme of this year. Okay, so every year, last few years, not few years, most of the years, they have a particular theme on this Environment Day. Okay, so I want you guys to, you can select your favorite year, whichever year you want. I want you to select that year and select a theme from them. Okay, among those years you can just select a particular theme, and I want a write-up. I want a 2-page write-up about that particular theme. And that theme which you are selecting, the words which are written on your write-up should be yours. I don't want copy-paste from Google. Okay, you guys have to prepare it yourself and you have to submit it. How to submit it? It will be informed to you. Okay, within 2 days. Tomorrow is Saturday, then Sunday, so you have leave, so no issues. Already you are at home only. So Sunday and Saturday is there, so between those days I want that. Okay, the simple thing, I just want those 2-page write-ups from your words. I want your words. Okay, I don't want anything from net or anything, but you will just think that how can we just get things in our words, because everything is there in net. I'm not saying like that. I just don't want you to copy anything. You just write whatever you feel like after reading that particular theme. Okay, so let's start. So, environmental pollution. So, environmental pollution can be defined as any undesirable change in physical, chemical or biological characteristics of any component of the environment, that is air, water, soil, which can cause harmful effects on various forms of life or property. Okay, you guys can note it down in your notebooks also. Okay, you can see in the screen, right? You can just note it down, the definition of environmental pollution, or what is environmental pollution. So environmental pollution can be defined as any undesirable change. Any undesirable change in physical, biological, chemical, whatever change in any of the forms, life forms. It can be life forms, it can be property or whatever. Yeah, it is giving an harmful effects. That changes are making harmful effects in those things. So it is called environmental pollution. The term pollution can be defined as influence of any substance causing harmful effects and uneasiness to a particular resource. We were talking about environmental pollution, and now what the term pollution means. So the term pollution can be defined as influence of any substance causing harmful effects and uneasiness to a particular resource. Okay? Then, what is a pollutant? We know what is pollution. Now what is a pollutant? So any substance like which makes the way for pollution is a pollutant. Or we can just say like any substance causing harmful effects to a resource, then that particular substance may be called as the pollutant. So for all this pollution stuff, the factors behind them are the pollutants, or the ingredients, we can say that. Ingredients to cause pollution are pollutants. Okay? So let's go to the next slide. Types of pollution. So we are going to discuss about types of pollution. I think I'm not going very fast. I'm going slowly, right? Okay. So types of pollution. So first we'll discuss about water pollution, then air pollution, then land pollution and noise pollution. But today we are only going to discuss about water pollution, air pollution and noise pollution. Land pollution is also there. So let's see, okay? Now, first we will discuss about water pollution. Water pollution can be seen mostly in big rivers, lakes and ponds. You can see yesterday as we have discussed, right? Water pollution in its full-fledged, right? In Ganga and Yamuna, they are the most polluted river in India, right? And Yamuna is the most polluted, right? That is the thing which statistics says. So water pollution is a very big problem which is being faced mostly globally. It's a big problem. It's not only in India, it's all over the world, pollution, right? So what is water pollution? So we are going to discuss about what is water pollution. Water pollution can be defined as any change in physical, chemical or biological characteristics of water through natural or human activities and making it unsuitable for its designated use. You know, yesterday as I told, full world is full of water, 71% is water, and in which only 3% is usable water, right? In that 3% usable water, if that water is going to be polluted, if that water is polluted, then just think about that situation. Then can we say that water is fresh? Can we just think about using that water? No. So that is water pollution. Fresh water present on the earth's surface is put to many uses. It is used for drinking, domestic and municipal uses, agricultural, irrigation, industries and navigation, and also recreation. See the purpose of water. It is used for drinking, domestic, municipal uses, agricultural, irrigation, industries, navigation and recreation. All these things have been in the under of water. The used water becomes contaminated and is called wastewater. The used water, yesterday as I was discussing, in many of the factories and industries, lots and lots of water is being used, right? This water is untreated and is directly thrown out to nearby reservoir or lake or whatever. But that water can be retreated. That water can be reused. That can be reused for cooling their machineries. That can be reused for firefighting. That can be reused for any other purpose. So that's the thing. If once fresh water is used, it is not being retreated. It is not being reused. That's the thing which is happening. Now, sources of water pollution. What are the sources of water pollution? Most of water pollution is man-made, definitely. No animals is going to, mostly animals don't pollute, right? Anyways, most of water pollution is man-made. It may also occur naturally by addition of soil particles through erosion, animal wastes, etc. Yeah, there are chances of animal wastes, but very less. And soil erosion. Soil erosion, you can know that, right? So when upper part of layer is being eroded, that whole eroded stuff is being thrown to nearby lakes, streams or whatever, and it pollute the water body. Now, the sources of water pollution can be classified as domestic waste, industrial wastes, inorganic pollutants, organic pollutants, agricultural waste and marine pollution, right? These are the sources of water pollution. So what are the sources of water pollution? They are domestic wastes, industrial wastes, inorganic pollutants, organic pollutants, agricultural wastes and marine pollution. See, these are just in small numbers. Actually numbers is much more. Okay, we are just going to discuss about some of the important things. But if we just go deep into it, we can find many other things also. But at present we are going to discuss about these things. So domestic waste. By the picture itself, you can understand what is domestic waste, or we can call it as municipal waste. You can see lots and lots of bottles, plastic bottles, papers, plywoods, then polythene covers, then I don't know, everything is there, right? This is domestic waste. Even domestic waste are those waste which are dumped from our houses also. We also have lots of wastes in our house, right? Corporation people just come and collect those wastes nowadays. But the people who are staying near a lake, river or any water reservoir, what they do, they'll just take all their waste, they will just put it in a polythene cover, they will just cover it up and they will just throw like this to nearby pond, lake, whatever. That's what is happening. Before the situation was that in flats and all, what they do before, means before 5, 6, 7 years, what they will do, they will just cover all the stuff. I mean, if they are in the 4th floor, they will just put it down like that. That's not their property, it's okay, they can just put it in the road. So it's a very bad practice, so say. Okay, some people just throw waste to their neighbor's house and all. You can see in some films, right? You must have seen, right? So this is the thing, this is the domestic waste. Now industrial waste. I was talking about industrial waste. You know, industries mainly factories. Factories like steel company factories. I'm not only talking about steel or leather factories. I'm talking about all the factories which uses water. All the factories, what they do, first thing is that they will construct their factories near to a water reservoir. They will construct their machineries, their factories just near to a reservoir. And why they are just constructing those factories near to a reservoir? Yeah, first thing they can say that because we want lots of water, so we can take it from that nearby reservoir. Fine, that's okay. They have to do their business, so they are just taking, they have to make that product, so they are taking water, that's okay. But there's another thing also. The another thing is that they want the water which they are taking, they are not treating it. After use, they are just simply dumping that water into that reservoir itself. That is the situation, not only in India, but also in world. There are lots of restrictions, as I have told that yesterday also, as I have discussed. There are many rights, there are many acts, there are many policies to protect, conserve water and all. Even though those acts were there, more than 251 factories were constructed near to the reservoirs or rivers or whatever. So that's the thing. So that's the thing which we are just talking about. There are laws, there are policies, there are acts, but every law, every act, every policies, there always is a loophole. There is always a loophole. Yeah, people know how to manipulate. People can manipulate. Right? They are not aware of the things happening around us. They are not responsible for anything in this world. They are not responsible for the environment in which they live. They are not responsible for the water they drink. Right? That's the thing which is happening. Okay? So you guys should not be like that. Next. This is organic pollutants. So they include, I have to read it out, right? So the major source of water pollution is the wastewater discharged from industries and commercial bodies. These industries are chemical, metallurgical, food processing industries, textiles, paper industries. They discharge several organic and inorganic pollutants that prove highly toxic to living beings. So you can just understand from this, right? There are many companies or many commercial bodies, like they can be chemical companies, chemical industries, they can be metallurgical, food processing, textile, paper industry, whatever. All these industries use lots of water. After using that lots of water, what they will do? They will just throw away or pour away that water which is being used without treating or recycling. They just dump that water into that nearby reservoir. You can see the pic also. See how a reservoir is contaminated. How a reservoir is contaminated with the wastewater directly poured onto the reservoir. Okay? Next. Okay. Now it's inorganic pollutants. So they include fine particles of different metals, chlorides, sulfates, oxides of iron, cadmium, acids and alkalis. So they are inorganic pollutants. So organic pollutants and inorganic pollutants are there. These are inorganic pollutants. Even these things can't be seen through our eyes. They are mixed with the water and we can't even see the changes in color or anything like that. Okay. So these are inorganic pollutants. Now what are organic pollutants? By seeing this picture itself, you can understand what are organic pollutants. So organic pollutants are mainly, they include oils. They include oils, fats, phenols, organic acids, grease and several other organic compounds. So organic pollutants are also in one way are coming from industries only. Oil, you know that oils are mostly there because most of the industries use oil, grease and everything for their machineries. So after treating all the things, what they will do? They will throw this stuff or just pour this stuff directly to the river or the reservoir. Right? This is what is happening all around the world. Right? And you can see the pic. In this pic you can see the patches of water and you can see the things which are above the water. It's oily, like it's oil. Right? You can see that. Now, agricultural wastes. You know, agriculture. India is an agrarian country. Yeah, we all know that. India is an agrarian country. We have learned it yesterday. Right? Yeah, fine. We understand that India is a big country. India need lots and lots of food supplies. So we need agriculture. So for agriculture before and all, in primitive time what they used manures, they used cow dungs, they used natural fertilizers. But now are they using natural fertilizers? Very rare. They are not using much of the natural fertilizers. They are depending upon that chemical fertilizers which are being produced in those industries which I was just talking about. Right? In those industries, these chemical fertilizers are being manufactured and these fertilizers are used in the farms, in the agricultural field. And what happened after that? Let's see. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides have become essential for present day. High yielding crops, HYD seeds. Yesterday we discussed about HYD seeds, right? High yielding variety of seeds. What are their peculiarity? They can't work with that manure or that natural fertilizer we were talking about. They can only work if they are provided with those chemical fertilizers, very powerful, which are having much more power than that of the natural fertilizers which were used in the primitive days. So they want this type of fertilizers and pesticides. The food which we eat, the food grains which we get, the vegetables which we get, the fruits which we get, everything is having that pesticides. Pesticides are used to kill pests. What are pests? They are living organisms, right? They also use oxygen like us. So these pesticides can kill an organism which use oxygen, which has life. So can this pesticide kill us? That's a question. You have to think about it. Okay. Next. Consequently, they have become potential source of water pollution. These fertilizers contain major plant nutrients, mainly nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are the important ingredients or the things which are important for a crop to grow. A crop is grown, the growth of that crop, the yield of that crop, and the time span of that particular crop, everything is dependent upon these characteristics or these ingredients. So definitely a fertilizer company will think that, okay, I will produce a fertilizer which is having all these ingredients, or I will just do one thing, I will just select a particular thing, like I will just select nitrogen, I will just make a fertilizer which is full-fledged with nitrogen, and it will be very much useful for the agricultural production. Yeah, that's the thing everyone thinks, that's the thing everyone is thinking about, because the ultimate thing is high yield, high production, right? Next, excess fertilizers may reach the groundwater by leaching or maybe mixed with surface water of rivers, lakes and ponds by runoff and drainage. So you will be thinking, okay fine, they are using fertilizers, they are using pesticide, and how it is contaminating water, how it is polluting water? It's a simple thing. You can see from that pic, all the water, because they mix fertilizers mostly in the soil, after that they water it, and after that water is been fully flushed, the remaining water is just thrown to the nearby stream. There will be small canal or small rallies or something like that, it will go directly to that, and after that it will join a nearby stream. That stream will be just going to join some lake, and sometimes that lake will be just joining to some rivers. So definitely from one place to another, this contamination, these fertilizers, these problems are traveled or transferred. This is what is from agricultural waste. So excess fertilizers may reach the groundwater by leaching or maybe mixed with surface water of rivers and ponds by runoff and drainage. Marine pollution. This is something, these types of studies were recently done actually. By seeing this simple picture, you can see a tortoise, right? It's their world. Like as we have our homes, it is their home. Just see the situation of their home, fully covered with plastic water bottles. Plastic bottles, do they use them? Is that mineral water is being drunk by this tortoise? No. This is humans' gift to them, right? You can see a tortoise is having a polythene cover in its mouth. This is marine pollution, and we are responsible for it. Okay? So ocean are the final sink of all natural and man-made pollutants. Rivers discharge their pollutants into the sea. The sewage and garbage of coastal cities are also dumped into the sea. The other sources include discharge of oils, grease, detergents, and radioactive wastes from ships. So this is what marine pollution is. All the wastes from river, because ultimately all the rivers are going to join oceans. Like the contaminated river from our nearby regions are going to meet the oceans. So definitely that contamination is happening. Next thing, from ships, wastes are being dumped into the river. Yeah, dumped into the ocean. Yeah? That's the thing you can see, right? From ships and everything, garbage, sewage, whatever, everything is directly dumped onto the ocean, because ocean is very big, and if we dump a small amount of waste in it, it does not matter. But just imagine all the people, all the ships or all the industries just think in the same way. Yeah, I'm just throwing a small garbage, or I'm just throwing a small sewage waste to the ocean. What is going to happen? Ocean is very big. It won't hurt them. Yeah, it won't be a problem for them. It's not a big issue at all. But you can see that issue in that simple pic. Yeah, you can understand. You can understand what is happening, right? So this is the situation. The other sources include discharge of oils. You have heard the news of ships spilling oil. Sometimes some mishap happens all the oil containing ships are being oil containing ships are having some damages and they just spill the oil into the ocean. There are lots and lots of news regarding it, right? So this is about water pollution and marine pollution. Okay.